What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This here's Legitical Response. We cover political news. We keep you up to date and keep you informed with all the failings of the Biden administration and exactly what is going on in politics right now, folks. We have a situation it's quite unheard of, if you will. Sure, we've had politicians drop out of races before due to old age, but we've never had a Mr. Potato Head running for president of the United States. You got all his colleagues, all the top Democrats are saying you need to drop out. But his family, his closest allies are like, don't do it, Joe. You're the best guy. You answered all of the questions.
Oh, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the... And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do?
I don't think we've ever had a situation quite like this one. You've got top Democrats telling him, drop out, dude. And he's like, hell no, I ain't going freaking nowhere. Democrats are pretty much trying to pull a coup. They want him gone. And Joe Biden says he ain't going nowhere, folks. So we have a situation right now, 4 months until the damn election. What the hell are the Democrats going to do? Like, we've talked about this at length. It's almost too late to try to shoo in somebody else. But that's not stopping Democrats for saying, Joe, you need to drop out. Right? Like, 4 months isn't enough time to run a full-on campaign for president. I'm sorry. Not when you're going up against Donald Trump. So, is Joe Biden the best person for the job? Right? If they take Joe Biden out of the race right now, you're pretty much saying screw democracy, because all the voters voted in the primary. That's their candidate, right? The delegates haven't voted yet because that doesn't happen until the Democratic National Convention. So he's officially not their candidate. So technically they still can. But once again, is there enough time for somebody to come in and actually pull off a campaign in that short amount of time to get enough votes to beat Donald Trump? The polls are bad right now. Check this out.
We've got Trump up 5. Let's just do this. July, we got Signal, 2 polls, Trump up 5. When they include Kennedy, West, and Stein, Trump is still up 5. Daily Mail has Trump up 5. Against Harris, he goes up 11 points because she's next in line. So we've got Trump with Kennedy, West, Stein, and Oliver. Oh, that's funny. And that puts Trump up 6 points. Reuters has Trump up 8 against Pritzker, Whitmer, Bashir, and Newsom. He's up 6, and 4 points. Now, here's the interesting one. When Reuters put Michelle Obama on the poll, Michelle Obama is up 12 points. And I think that may be the play.
So it's a damn quandary, if you will, right? We have a bit of confusion going on in the Democratic Party. They know, okay? They know that Joe Biden can't do the job, right? Look at him now and think about 4 years from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Doesn't matter. 1 year from now. Do you think he's going to get any better? No, it's only going to get worse. These people know this. These people can see reality. But they listen to the corporate press. They don't pay attention to Joe Biden, right? We pay attention to everything. That's what we do here. We pay attention to the news. We pay attention to what's going on. That's why it is outright absurd when you got people like David Pakman and Brian Tyler Cohen coming out saying, oh, well, we're worried about Donald Trump's cognitive ability to do the job. No. You're lying. You're outright lying. Donald Trump can sit up there and talk for hours and hours. No problem whatsoever. No problems at all. But can Joe Biden do that? No. We saw that in the debate. The corporate press narrative was smashed. It was blown apart. The veil was dropped. The curtain came down, folks, and we saw the real Joe Biden. And what people saw on that debate stage was a vegetable, essentially. You got a freaking Mr. Potato Head running the damn country. How do you feel about that? Let's get into this. We're going to get into all the Democrats that want Joe Biden to drop out. These are the congressional Democrats calling on Joe Biden to leave the presidential race. This is just the whinging going on by these Democrats is lovely, and that's the only reason I'm here. These people are just going outright insane. At least 9 Democratic members of Congress have called for President Joe Biden to withdraw from the presidential race following his devastating debate performance. On Monday, Biden sent a letter to Democratic lawmakers saying he is firmly committed to staying in this race and calling for an end to the speculation within the party about the future of his candidacy. Shut up and sit down. Stay in your lane, Democrats. I'm not going freaking anywhere. You got Mr. Potato Head for the president. Here's a look at the non-congressional Democrats, all members of the House, blah, blah, blah. We get it. Rep. Angie Craig. The Minnesota Congresswoman issued a statement Saturday saying she has great respect for President Biden's decades of service to our nation and his steadfast commitment to making our country a better place. But given what I saw and heard from the president during last week's debate in Atlanta, coupled with the lack of a forceful response from the president himself following that debate, I do not believe the president can effectively campaign and win against Donald Trump. Craig called for an open, fair, and transparent democratic process to select a new nominee to inspire and unite our great nation. Guess what, Miss Angie Craig? You already had that. That happened months ago, and it took months for it to happen. You should have paid attention. You should have just dropped the corporate press narrative and opened your freaking eyeballs and saw what everybody else was seeing. These people are just utterly ridiculous. Freaking ridiculous. And they want you to think that they're surprised, right? Once again, I've speculated before in the past that these people have to know that Joe Biden is like a dementia patient, right? Like, he is a walking corpse. It's weekend at Biden's. Right? Weekend at Bernie's, but Joe. Like, they have to know that. There's no way they can't know that. Like, these people don't pay attention to politics. They are politics. They're in politics. If the only thing you watch is the corporate press narrative, you're going to think that Joe Biden's a dynamo. And when he comes out on that debate stage and he can't really string 2 sentences together, you're going to act surprised, right? Because they pulled the freaking wool over your eyes. And that's what I'm trying to get through to people. Hey, stop buying into the corporate press narrative, y'all. Pay attention. Rep. Lloyd Doggett. Last Tuesday, the Texas lawmaker became the first congressional Democrat to urge Biden to drop out of the race, citing his performance in the presidential debate and the need to defeat former President Donald Trump, the presumptive Republican nominee. Instead of reassuring voters during the debate, the president failed to effectively defend his many accomplishments and expose Trump's many lies, Doggett said in a statement. Our overriding consideration must be who is the best hope of saving our democracy from an authoritarian takeover by a criminal and his gang, he continued. Too much is at stake to risk a Trump victory. Now, you notice the authoritarian overtones in that comment, right? Once again, like I said, if you want to know what the Democrats are doing, listen to what Democrats are saying the Republicans are doing. An authoritarian, huh? Who wanted the vax mandate? Who's trying to force abortion on the entirety of the country? Who's trying to force us to live with the entire population of the rest of the world by having an open border, which is very, very unsafe? Who is trying to force essentially anarcho-tyranny on everybody with these prosecutors all over the damn place who refuse to prosecute crimes, just letting crime run rampant, right? And then touting, hey, we've got historic lows in crime because they're no longer reporting these crimes. So crime statistics have gone down. Right? You hear it all the time. Folks, the economy is doing great. Shut your freaking trap. These people are nuts. Don't buy into the lies. Rep. Raul Grijalva, a progressive Democrat from Arizona. Look, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. Grijalva? Apologize. A progressive Democrat from Arizona was the second member of Congress to call on Biden to step aside, telling the New York Times on Wednesday that what we need to do is shoulder the responsibility for keeping that seat. And part of that responsibility is to get out of this race. Grijalva, I'm sorry, y'all, said a second Trump presidency would be very, very dangerous, describing the former president as anti-democratic authoritarian despot. Once again, like I said, you want to know what they're doing? Look at what they're saying about the other side. Jim Hines, the Connecticut lawmaker, was one of at least 4 House Democrats who said during a private call Sunday that Biden should step aside. Hines is the top Democrat on the Intelligence Committee. According to Politico, Hines said he has received several hundred texts and emails about Biden's age from people who wanted the president to leave the race. Hines also reportedly expressed concerns about Democrats losing both chambers of Congress if Biden presses on. Yeah, that's a very real concern for the Democrats. But, if they do, they deserve it. I'm sorry, you put in insane policy for long enough, eventually enough people are going to get sick and tired of insanity and vote for normality again. And what are we seeing with Democrats? Nothing but insane policy. And what do we see from Republicans? The same old corrupt BS. It's terrible, right? When you get to a point where you're tired of insanity and you just want to go back to getting screwed over by your government. You would love nothing more than for these corrupt politicians to do their thing. You're tired of this insane policy coming out of Democrats these days. That's sad, folks. Seth Mouton, I'm going to say Mouton because I'm a Cajun and I can do that. Mouton of Massachusetts told radio station WBUR, I had to say it like that too because I'm a Cajun, on Thursday that he does not believe Biden can defeat Trump and should bow out. President Biden has done enormous service to our country, but now is the time for him to follow in one of our founding fathers, George Washington's footsteps, and step aside to let new leaders rise up and run against Donald Trump, Mouton said. On Sunday, Mouton told WCVB, there's a lot of colleagues who share my concern but have not gone public. We should be cleaning up and down the ballot, and that's just not the case right now. So we need to ask, what do we need to do differently? You need to stop running with insane politics and try normality. Try old school Democrat politics, right? Try doing something that's not insane. And maybe you'll get more voters, folks. Jerry Nadler, folks. Holy crap. Jerry Nadler. The New York Democrat and ranking member of the Judiciary Committee was on the same call Sunday with Hines. Nadler, as one of the more senior members on the call, was the first person to say that Biden should step aside, according to a person familiar with the call who was granted anonymity to discuss it with the Associated Press. He did so aware of his seniority and that it would allow others to join him. Mike Quigley, in an appearance on MSNBC's All In with Chris Hayes on Friday, Quigley of Illinois had a direct message for Biden. Your legacy is set. We owe you the greatest debt of gratitude. The only thing you can do now is to cement that for all time and prevent utter catastrophe is to step down and let someone else do this. Quigley doubled down on his opinion Monday, saying Biden's Friday interview with ABC News did nothing to change his mind. He looks very frail, Quigley told CNN. His voice is very soft. It's not robust. And again, it's not how I perceive that. It's how the American people perceive it. Right. Once again, like I said, the corporate press has been running cover for the Bidens, and that is very apparent these days. Very apparent. Once again, the veil has dropped. Rep. Adam Smith, the Washington State Democrat, said on Sunday's call with other top House committee members that he didn't believe Biden could fix the damage done by his debate performance, Politico reported. Smith is the top Democrat on the House Armed Services Committee. Mark Takano, the California lawmaker, too, said during Sunday's private call that Biden should withdraw, a source told AP. Takano is the ranking member of the House Veterans Affairs Committee. Many others on the call raised concerns about Biden's capability and chance of winning re-election, even if they stopped short of saying Biden should step out of the race. Yes, these people can see the writing on the wall. Once again, the corporate press narrative has been blown freaking apart. It's been outright nuked. And, it's still surprising that MSDNC is still trying to prop up the Biden administration, folks. We saw that clip the other day trying to differentiate between a debate performance and actually running the country. And it didn't go very well for him. Because, running the country is much harder than some debate performance. We all know this. Running the country is no easy task. You got to make several tough, life-changing decisions that could alter the course of the country's history, like alter the course dramatically, by the way. You could make many decisions over and over and over again that will lead the country to destruction, just like Joe Biden has been doing. And it's just utter insanity. And I put all the blame on the corporate press for propping up the Biden administration and for saying everything's just fine, for going along with the talking points saying, hey, the economy's good, y'all, when we got banks failing all over the place. Hey, crime is at a historic low when we have Walgreens closing 2,000 stores in California due to crime. There's other department stores closing all over the place due to crime. They're having to spend thousands of dollars to put up plexiglass shielding in front of their products so people don't steal it. But crime is at a historic low, right? Nobody is believing it anymore. You hear it all the time from like Fox News. Don't believe your lying eyes. That is an understatement these days, because it's not just don't believe your lying eyes anymore. It's hang on, don't even worry about what everything looks like. It kind of goes like with that guy during the Summer of Love riots, with the freaking federal courthouse behind him on fire in the background, and he's like, yeah, it's mostly peaceful protests here. Like, come on, dude. Like, shut the front door. That is the corporate press narrative constantly with the Biden administration. You got the economy on fire in the background. Everything's fine, y'all. You got the border wide open in the background. Nope, the border is secure. You got war in the Middle East. Hey, we need to help our neighbors. It's just utter insanity. Putin's an evil dictator, y'all. It's the Putin price hike. Remember that? They tried to blame inflation on Putin. Yeah, get out of here, dude. Corporate press narrative. Don't buy into it. That's my message for the day. But I think that's all I got for this one, y'all. I want y'all to let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section. Do you agree with Democrats? Holy shit. I agree with these Democrats. I think he should drop out. I think that Joe Biden is doing a major disservice to this country by remaining in as president. But once again, like we said earlier, you had a Democratic primary process, right? And the voters voted for Joe Biden. Blame it on the corporate press. These are the people that lied to you. But that's all I got, y'all. I want to thank everybody for watching. And y'all try to have a good day and stay legitical. Peace.